What you need to know so you can invest in the future. Today's video is going to cover how you can invest in the future. We'll delve into disruptive technology, why artificial intelligence, AI, scares me so much, how to invest now, and finally, how you can invest in the future. The future is coming, and it's coming fast. Just look at the exponential growth of technology. 30 years ago, when I was a kid, there wasn't a huge amount of technological innovation. Looking back, there were personal computers, then gaming consoles, then a few years later, mobile phones were introduced to the masses. Now we are seeing new technology every year and even every couple of months. Mobile phones are upgrading every few months. Electric vehicles are now seen as the norm. Solar power is a genuine renewable solution, and Bitcoin and crypto are now mainstream. This is all down to the exponential growth of technology. But what is exponential growth? Exponential growth is a mathematical term that refers to the process of greater increases in quantity as time passes. Basically, figures are multiplied rather than simply added, meaning things advance more quickly, like technology. It's a scary world. If you give the future enough thought, it can be scary. There are various reasons for this, but what scares me the most is the prospect of AI, artificial intelligence, replacing many of today's jobs. For example, I genuinely believe we'll have driverless taxis within 10 years, and in 15 to 20 years there won't be any taxi drivers, in my opinion, and many more jobs will be lost because of AI, like robots in factories, meaning many people will have to find a new job in a different industry. I'm working class and I'm proud of my roots. The thought of millions and millions of jobs being lost to AI scares me, really scares me. For me, my family, and just about everyone who I know who would be affected in some way. This has been happening for the last few centuries, if we think about it, as technology has advanced at an exponential rate. And what I would say about us humans is that we're very good at adapting. So it is a scary world, and I'm genuinely concerned about AI, but I'm also positive about the future because I believe anything is possible. How can we prepare for the future? There are various ways to do this, but my main focus is the way I invest, or the way I plan to invest. Give the future some serious thought so that you can prepare for it. Educate yourself on what technologies are coming and how they're likely to affect all of our lives. How I invest today. The investing strategy that is more suitable for me is long-term buy and hold with property, index investing and crypto. I'm going to focus on how I currently invest into the stock market today. Currently, I invest in the stock market via index funds. There is one fund that I invest into, and that is the Vanguard Life Strategy 100 Index Fund. The 100 means 100% stocks. If I went for Life Strategy 60 fund, that would be 60% stocks and 40% bonds. Initially, I decided on a Life Strategy 80 fund for some balance, but have since decided a change of heart. I've had a change of heart, and this is because bonds performed poorly during periods of high inflation, and I wanted to move away from bonds for this very reason. And that's how I've ended up investing into the Life Strategy 100 fund. The costs associated with Vanguard funds are very low, and this is what caught my eye when I was researching suitable funds back in 2019. For me, any Vanguard fund is worth your consideration. Read up on John Bogle, who is the founder of Vanguard, and I'm confident this will get you interested in Vanguard, get you interested in this beast of a company that has over 7 trillion in global assets under management. It's clear that there's many investors that trust Vanguard with the hard-earned cash. How you can plan to invest for the future. To be honest, I'm happy with my Vanguard fund. I've done enough research to be confident in Vanguard and their life strategy funds, despite the market crashing in 2022. I'm planning on continuing to dollar cost average into this fund, but I also want more exposure to disruptive technologies. The way I see it, investing in disruptive technologies gives you some protection from the speed at which technology is growing and developing. It helps you to move with the times, in my opinion. To do this, I've been looking at one of Cathie Wood's funds. The fund I like the sound of is ARKK, ARK. ARK is an actively managed ETF that looks to invest in companies whose innovation brings change. These companies benefit from technological advancements such as genomic revolution, DNA technologies, fintech innovation, artificial intelligence, next generation internet, automation, robotics, energy storage, etc., etc. I've got one little problem. Unfortunately, I can't invest into this ETF because I live in the UK. So if you're from the US, this fund may well be worth your consideration, but for us in the UK, we'll have to look at plan B. Us UK investors can check out the ARK ETF holdings and invest in them stocks individually. This isn't ideal, but at least you can get some ideas from Cathie Wood's ARK ETF fund. And in my opinion, these companies are worth our consideration as investors. If you're like me, that is, and want to invest into the future. I've seen a lot of Cathie Wood material and she really does speak a lot of sense. I like her approach to investing in disruptive technologies, and she is a big name in the investing world. With a reported fortune of $250 million, Cathie Wood is the CEO and chairwoman of ARK Invest, and she has several flagship ETF funds under management. If you watch some of her material, Cathie Wood's material, and maybe read about her, I'm confident that Cathie Wood will convince you of the benefits of investing in disruptive technologies. With my new plan B, I'm going to do some further research into some of the companies that form part of the ARK ETF. Then I can invest into companies that will give me some exposure to the future and what's coming in terms of technology. What I'll do over the coming weeks is let you know what stocks I decide to go with and why. Remember, this isn't advice. It's just some info that will help you think about investing for the future. And this is important in my opinion. As an investor, try not to be affected too much by all the negative media. It's all doom and gloom, and we're all struggling for one reason or another. Try and remain positive if possible and be the best investor you can be. Try and keep an open mind and think about investing long term. After this year's market crashes, there are huge opportunities despite the looming recession. When you listen to expert investors, people who've invested through many market ups and downs, they all say the same sort of things, like the fact that this is the time that millionaires are made. There are no guarantees in any market, but I do believe that there are huge opportunities if you take the time to educate yourself and become financially literate. Think safety when you first start investing and try and keep an open mind. Hopefully, this content, today's video, has provided you with value and information you can take away and use. If you've liked the content, give me a thumbs up, and if you've really liked it, subscribe to the channel so you can get my upcoming videos and you can help me get the content out there so I can help other investors.